Welcome to another episode of Deconstructing the Home Show with Christopher Gill, and in today's episode we're going to go over home design and how to not mess it up. Because do you think you're going to get to the end of your rehab, you're going to have a buyer come through, they're going to want to buy, but they're going to say, hey, could you take out the center wall because it's in a weird spot, and you're going to be like, gulp, nope, I can't do that because it'll cost you money, and I'm going to help you not do that. So home design is obviously a very important part of the process of redoing a home. The homes, many times, if it's an older home or if even, a couple decades old, I'm doing super old homes, i.e. 100 years plus, but you're going to be flipping a lot of homes from a lot of different eras. And when you're doing that, usually design trends have changed, home layouts have changed, and potentially the home is going to have been broken up into a duplex or a triplex. I deal with that a ton with these older properties. Or it's just going to be reconfigured in weird ways for the owners who have gone through there in the past, and usually they are not doing a good job of fully rehabbing or updating a property. They're simply changing it to fit their immediate needs at the time. So if they need a closet, they're going to pop up a closet. And if they need another sink, they're going to run some plumbing up through the floor and drop in another sink or a bathroom or whatever it is. So half the battle with rehabbing an older property is simply going through, clearing out all that crap, and making it look like it should again. So I'm in the middle of a home right now where there was a main hallway in the home, and it got widened and then shortened. Like literally that's what happened, and don't ask me why, but basically I was like, well, we just need to take this back to how it was originally, make a nice straight hallway. Seems pretty straightforward. But coming to that can be very difficult when you're going into a home, you're seeing walls, and it's hard to look through walls literally and kind of see how the home could be configured, because sometimes it's madness. There are closets, there are built-ins, there's stuff everywhere. So for me, the home design process starts, number one, with getting a survey on the house. That gives you the perfect exact dimensions of the exterior of the property. Then I go through and I measure the interior measurements of all the interior rooms on the property, write all that down, compare the two. Usually I'm a little bit off with my interior measurements just because there's stuff in the house. It's hard to get super accurate measurements, but working between the exterior sketch and my interior room measurements, I can get pretty close to what is actually there. And so I draw all that out. There's a myriad of computer programs that you can purchase that can help you do this. You can get an architect, you can get an interior designer. I personally, it's one of my favorite parts of the design and the home rehab process is reconfiguring it. So I love doing this myself. I do have a couple people that I consult with, and I ask almost every single project. I'll work on something, I'll send it to them, and I'll get their feedback on it. So you'll do that, and then you want to figure out what makes the space usable again and what updates it for today's buyers. So what do things today's buyers want? Well, open kitchens are huge. Obviously, you see that all the time. Kitchens used to be sequestered off because of heat. They were very hot, ventilation was poor, central AC was practically non-existent, and so kitchens had to be closed off from the rest of the house to keep the heat contained. That's thankfully not the way it is anymore. Kitchens are a fun place where people hang out. Open your kitchens up. Go through. I see homes where literally the ceilings have been artificially dropped. And I don't know if that's a cooling thing or a heating thing. It's weird. We want high ceilings. Raise up the ceilings. Make them high again. And you want to think about flow. How does a home flow? There's a flow to every single property. Sometimes it's poor and leads you to dead ends, and sometimes it keeps you circulating in the usable areas of the home. Don't sequester bathrooms off way in the corner. How are guests going to get to bathrooms? So they always have to walk through bedrooms. In a tiny house, that may be the only option. It's not optimal. If you can put a half bath in, if you can bring a full bath to where it's easy for people to access, that's great. Think about storage. Storage is obviously important. Closets have become huge in today's world. People want massive master closets. Give them the space. I've actually made bedrooms smaller to make closets bigger so people can store more out of sight. And then always fight against wasted space. You'll look at homes all the time. I'll see even in national builder floor plans. I'll walk through a model home and there's wasted space, not everywhere, but there's a lot of wasted space. And you want to fight against having wasted space. You want to maximize it. Figure out ways to configure the property to fight against, make every square foot count in that house. It'll make the house feel bigger. I've had houses that are small, that are under 1,000 square feet, that I've had people tell me feel like 1,400 square feet, because number one, the ceilings are high, which is a function of usually older homes, but also because I'm super careful not to waste any space. Bring in a consultant, bring in a designer if this is not something you're good at. It's pivotal to creating a good rehab. You can have amazing finish out, but if there's wasted space and the floor plan doesn't work, no one's gonna buy the home. Take the time, design your homes well, and it'll put you way ahead when you're trying to sell them on the back end.